Hello friends, how's everyone doing? I hope that your year so far has been wonderful. We are in the dog days of winter where I live, and when it's sunny outside and like 30 degrees, like I'll take it as a win, you know what I'm saying? I am having trouble today trying to film. I have 2 videos that I need to film. And you guys, I have had to start the videos over like 10 times, whether somebody walks through the house or my phone started ringing. My son just brought in the garbage cans to the garage right behind me. Okay, but we're just gonna go with it because this is real life, right? And if you've bared with me that long, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so glad you're here. I have a great book recommendation for you today. The book we're gonna talk about is The Joker by Ashley Munoz. I'm laughing because there's the other garbage can rolling in behind me. We should be okay now. So, The Joker is book 3 in her Rake Forge University series. I have read the previous 2 books. Of course, I did videos on those books as well. I will include them, as I always do, in the description box below. I was like shocked with these books. I really liked Wild Card. I felt like she gave me a lot of questions that I couldn't wait for them to be answered in King of Hearts. King of Hearts knocked me off my feet. I love that book. And then again, she left these little Easter eggs and brought us to The Joker. The Joker is about Riley and Kyle. Kyle is Decker, who we met in the first book, his younger brother. And we met Kyle in Wild Card, in Decker's book. He was like the younger brother that you wanted to like slap upside his head because he was so sarcastic and had a chip on his shoulder and an attitude. So I was like, he's gonna be an interesting one, isn't he? That followed through. We got a little bit more about him in King of Hearts. And I was like, okay, at this point in the series, like I'm buckled in. I'm like, what do you got, Ashley? Bring it. Let's read it. Kyle and Riley are childhood best friends. Riley says their mothers are to blame for their friendship and her subsequent broken heart. They are best friends. The book starts there in high school, senior year. What we don't realize, but we read, is that they both are holding a torch for each other, but neither one of them want to take that step. Kyle for different reasons than Riley, but I understood them both. Kyle, I have to say, had a lot to prove to me, and I was kind of looking at him like with one eye open, and I wanted to see what Ashley was going to bring us with him. I adored Riley from the get-go. I love Ashley's women. I just do. And she was very easy to connect with. And let me tell you, the way she talked about Kyle, I was like, oh girl, I get it, We know that Kyle is involved in some shady stuff. I should also mention that because this is the 3rd book in the series, if you haven't read the previous 2 books, you might get a spoiler. That's never my intention to spoil the books for you. Of course, I want to share about them and talk about them, but I don't ever want to give you like direct plot spoilers. But this is book 3, so keep that in mind. So we know that Kyle is involved in some shady stuff with Scotty. I'm gonna be honest and say I didn't like Scotty. Scotty made me way freaking nervous. Like, I just didn't like what he was doing. I don't like what he did to Kyle. I don't like what he represented to Kyle. I didn't like his position in Kyle's life. I felt that way in Wild Card. It carried over in King of Hearts, and I felt the same here. The endearing part to Kyle is that he is protecting Riley from what he's involved in and keeping her at arm's distance. It's causing some turmoil in their friendship. He's hurting her, but I understood where he was coming from and why he was doing it. Didn't mean I liked it though. They have a pact that was so super sweet, and something that they feel like at the end of their summer between senior year of high school and college that they want to do together, and a way to like put their next step foot forward in their lives. And when that part to the book came, and the way Ashley wrote it, I mean, I was like, Kyle, okay. And then I was like, oh, Riley, you guys have been holding out on us. And it made me even like a little teary, knowing what was going to go on potentially in the rest of the book, having a little feeling about that, knowing that someone's getting their heart broken. After this part, I was like, WTF, Kyle? What? And like my heart was just so invested, and I was so mad. I didn't want him to be doing what he was doing. I was annoyed about that. And the way Riley felt about it and what happened after that night, I just felt everything she felt. And the way Ashley wrote her missing him killed me. It was perfection, really. And that's the part that is so great about Ashley's writing, that she made me so emotional. As far as this whole other side to Kyle that the book is about, I mean, we get both of their perspectives, so we know what he's doing. I didn't want that for him. And at some point, they come back, right? And the drama that he's involved in, and what Ashley brings as the drama to their story, you know, it's mafia romance. That's not a secret. And all I have to say is thank God for Juan. Thank God for Juan. I was so glad that he was in this book as well, because he calmed my heart a little bit, even though it's a mafia situation. I kind of felt like things would work out as long as Juan was involved. So at some point, they are back in each other's lives after several years. This is what Riley says, and it killed me. He had every right to leave, to travel, anything he wanted to do, but why not tell me? Why not sit me down and explain that he needed wings? And while he knew it would hurt, he felt like he needed to go alone. I would have understood. I would have encouraged him, written him letters, even met his future girlfriends, hell, attended his wedding if he wanted me to, because I loved Kyle James in a way that made room for him not to love me back. I just couldn't withstand him leaving me with no explanation, no opportunity to prove my love to him. Even if it looked like me supporting him in something I didn't support or want, I still wanted the choice. So as much as I wanted to know, I would never ask him, because the silence I clung to was my own way of leaving him. It was my way of dealing and not allowing him to get too close, because if he was capable of leaving me once, he was capable of doing it again. So they're back into each other's lives in a way, and she won't talk to him. It was gold. Riley hung on to that, and I felt the way Ashley used that as a tool between them. Riley not speaking to him, even though he's trying to get at her, and he is trying everything to make her talk to him. I really liked, because it really showed me Riley's gumption and strength against the person she loves most in the world. I have to say, I grew to have a complete and utter crush on Kyle. I was really surprised, really surprised. When we start to get more in his head, and he's Kyle, not the person he portrays himself out to be out in the world, but he's him, and Ashley gives us like his soul as a character. I loved him. He scored major points in a decision that he made about, how do I say this? Him and Riley share something really special, and then he leaves to go do stuff with Scotty, and he's gone for years, and then he comes back. During that time he was gone, he made a choice about something to not do something, and I freaking loved him for it. There are not many main male characters that make the choice that he made during that time. I loved him for it. That sealed the deal. I will always remember him for that decision. And I love that Ashley did that. Thank you. And then there's 2 more parts where I was just mush. And I want to share those with you. Here's the first one. It's from Kyle's perspective. The kitchen was alive with noise and laughter. Mallory had her daughter in her arms, resting against Decker's chest, while Taylor chopped fruit for Alex, and Riley had my goddaughter in her lap, braiding pieces of her hair. I stood on the steps, watching my best friend, or had we finally transitioned into boyfriend and girlfriend? F if I knew. She'd always be my best friend either way, but she was more to me than just that. She smiled and laughed with everyone as if she had been here her whole life, made just for me. I knew as I watched her tuck a strand of hair behind her ear that from her I would take, even though I didn't deserve her. I'd steal, I'd keep, I'd burn, only for her, always for her. See, it's the whole family thing. And reading Kyle, watching her with the people that are special in his life, and feeling that family bond and that love. Oh, stop it. And then a little bit later, void and empty, completely surrendered to loving her, being here with her. I wanted what Juan and Decker had. I wanted a life, babies, a house, Riley in my bed, at my table. I wanted forever with her. To get it, I'd risk the empire. I'd risk everything. Yep. There's definitely drama in this book, along with spicy stuff and family stuff and bonds that are broken and bonds that are forged. And I love that she totally surprised me with each of these books. Let me know if you have read any of the Rake Forge series or any of Ashley's other books. You know I always love to hear. I would love to have you here on a regular basis, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so and giving the video a thumbs up. It will help this video get shown to more people here on YouTube, which is a great thing for my channel and a great thing for Ashley's books. Are you done? Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!